And shout. It's time for What's Trending. What's Trending is presented by Bodyguards, protection for a life worth living. Learn more at bodyguards.com. While we acknowledge BYU men's basketball is playing Western Oregon tonight, we look ahead to a busy Saturday where football is taking on SMU in the New Mexico Bowl. I heard that's why you're there. Men's hoops plays Utah, and women's basketball is at Gonzaga. So let's talk about our expectations. How many wins among those three do you expect BYU to get?
Significantly challenging weekend. And yeah, we all want the trifecta. We want the Super Saturday going 3 for 3. But I would set the over-under, Jarom, probably at a half game. I mean, this is really challenging right now because what if Jaron Hall doesn't play at quarterback for BYU? And the Utah running Utes are playing really good basketball. They just took care of Arizona, one of the top teams in the country. And then the BYU women's team has had their ups and downs. They've struggled. You got to open conference play in Spokane at Gonzaga against the perennial league favorite. This is a tough task. So I'd set the over-under at half game. I'm going with one. I feel like one BYU team will figure it out, and most likely, I think it's here at University Stadium in New Mexico because BYU will have the ability, I believe, to run the ball against a depleted SMU run defense. And if they can just chew some clock and have long sustained drives and keep the ball out of Tanner Mordecai, SMU's quarterback, and that offense, their hands collectively, BYU's got a shot down here in the New Mexico Bowl. So I'm going to go with one on Saturday. We all want the trifecta, but one feels like it's going to happen.
I hope one happens. I'm a little nervous. I think it's a challenging day for the reasons you mentioned. Added reasons include Utah playing good ball, as you mentioned. They're 9-2 at this point, beat Arizona. They did lose to Sam Houston State. They lost to Mississippi State, who's a top 25 Ken Pom team. So they're good. Utah's good at basketball again, which is a tough pill to swallow when they come into Provo like this. But we saw this BYU team beat Creighton. We saw them beat Dayton. We saw them compete at San Diego State well. Decent comebacks right against USC and Butler. Perhaps men's basketball at home, rejuvenated by a win against Creighton, is the most likely to me. I feel like it's more likely than football. Football, I am concerned because of the reasons we've outlined this week, which include, obviously, Jaron Hall, more light being shed a moment ago, as we mentioned from Kalani Sitake. No Jaron Hall makes me significantly nervous because, remember, this is the first game we're going to walk into without Jaron Hall. He's played and started every game this year. He's at least been the guy. Even Notre Dame without practicing, obviously, was his worst performance of the season. BYU loses by 8, but BYU could run the ball a little bit. Can BYU, as we've talked about, summon a performance like Stanford where they rush for 300 yards against a porous SMU defense that is 11th worst in the country and in the 100s in everything that matters? Yeah. Scoring defense, yards per play, rush defense, total yards allowed. That's it. BYU women's basketball at Gonzaga, that is a tough one. Cougars 4-6, Gonzaga 9-2. Certainly, BYU's gone up there and won before, but it has required some of BYU's best teams to do so. Hopefully, the women can figure that out. But I think men's hoops has the best shot coming off of Creighton, going up against a team that at home BYU can compete with and or beat. SMU makes me nervous. But SMU hasn't won a bowl game since 2012. It's been a minute. And defensively, they're porous. Yes, their offense is top 3 in yards and points and pass yards in SMU history. This is one of the best offenses they've ever had. But it's the BYU defense. It's the lack of a coaching staff there, the continuity there. Perhaps they summon something, and that's the hope. But it's certainly a massive Saturday for all three.
Now, to add to your argument that it might be BYU men's basketball, weirdly, Craig Smith, Utah's head coach, he's a really good coach. He could never figure out BYU when he was at Utah State, and obviously hasn't figured out BYU while he's been at Utah. So Craig Smith has a little bit of a mental block for whatever reason, taking on BYU men's hoops. But again, different Utah team. I just think that's a lot to ask. BYU lost to Utah Valley in South Dakota in home scenarios. I know. So Are we looking and thinking, yeah.
It's been a whole week, Spencer. I don't know what you're talking about.
Maybe BYU can do this?
been a whole 8 days since UV. I flushed that one down the toilet, bro.
I want the trifecta. But yeah, Craig Smith has not beaten BYU, and he's a great coach. Weird. But is Chris Burgess the difference maker, leaving BYU and going to Utah to help Craig Smith get over that hump? Maybe that's the case.
Brendan Carlson's playing really well. 7-footer for Utah. Chris Burgess is coaching him up really well. Chris is a good coach. We like Chris a lot. Even though he disappointed 12 million Mormons or whatever Roger Reed said. But yeah, whatever. That's over. But it's a funny story. Okay, it's an interesting situation with Saturday. Would you take right now, if I'm like, okay, BYU gets one win of those three, would you take that or you play it out?
Oh, man. I'd take one win. I would take one. Do I get to pick which win it is, Jarom?
No, you don't know which one it is. You just get a win.
Yeah, I would take that scenario. Yeah, absolutely, because all three teams in their respective rights are facing huge challenges. And I feel like BYU football, Cade Fennegan, I said it earlier this week, he's going to surprise some people. He's off the radar. SMU's thinking, who's this dude? Yeah, he's from Dallas, whatever. Like, we got this in the bag. We're going to break the bowl game curse. We're going to win a bowl game for the first time in 10 years. It's going to be awesome. But SMU is without their nose tackle. Their run defense is already bad. They're playing without their best receiver and another key receiver, and they're down an offensive tackle. BYU just maybe could string together a ground and pound effort here and get some things done. BYU's offensive line should dominate SMU up front if what we are hearing is true, and the stats would prove that SMU is not good. Why are they all of a sudden going to be good on defense come bowl game on Saturday? Like, they have shown us who they are. So I guess that's why I lean that direction, as I feel BYU will be able to run the ball. So if I got to, like, roll the dice on a team, strangely, I feel like with BYU's running backs healthy, 3 of them anyway, and the offensive line, just hand it off, and then simple passes from Cade Fennegan to Puka Nacua and some other key targets, Chase Roberts. Just see what happens. I hope it's not a shootout, though, Jarom, because if it does become a shootout, then I'm significantly worried about BYU.
No, it's hard to be like, hey, Cade Fennegan, first start, if that's the case. Sounds like that's going to be the case. And who knows? Maybe we'll see some Sol-J Maiava-Peters, Nick Billups. Who knows? But Cade seems like he's the guy. If it's a shootout, it's hard to be like, yeah, Cade, show up and do that. If I'm Blake Freeland, I'm going, and Clark Barrington, frankly, and Harris Chance. Maybe these are all 3 for them last games. Harris out for this game. Never mind. Those 2 on the left side. I go, follow me to freedom. Okay, like that Y2K Sports Center commercial. Follow me to freedom! Into the end zone. Summon the juice. Josh Quezada and JJ DeLuigi performance from 2010 in that stadium. Maybe Cody Hoffman's 3 touchdowns resurrects in the form of, Isaac Rex for a trio of TDs. Yes, BYU's got to be able to run the ball. Let me ask you this. Which of the 3 teams on Saturday need the win the most? Not what we expect, what we hope. Who needs it the most?
Gosh, I feel like it needs to be BYU men's basketball. I feel like it's the biggest rivalry scenario. They're home. I just pointed out, like, the inexplicable semi-home loss to South Dakota and Salt Lake City, and then a straight-up home loss for a second year in a row against Utah Valley. BYU men's basketball needs a win the most, and what a way to do it against a really good Utah team in Provo. Protect your home court. Because BYU women's basketball is playing on the road, and they're 4-6, and they're rebuilding, nobody's expecting, like, if BYU loses to Gonzaga, which is what is expected, no, whatever. That's what we are all anticipating is going to happen, maybe outside of the team. That's fine. They'll be okay if they lose that game. Even if BYU football loses down here, whatever. We talked about it early this week. They'll flush it away onto the Big 12.
Oh, the Big 12.
New coaches, recruiting. Yeah. Quarterback coming in, big-time guy, we think, through the transfer portal at some point if Jaron goes. Like, there's so much off-season hype and juice with the transfer portal and going to the Big 12 and the Big 12 schedule. If BYU loses this game, whatever, 7-6, on to the Power 5. BYU men's basketball, however, if they lose at home to Utah, Now we're talking about 3 straight home losses. And then things get super weird. And BYU doesn't lose at home. So if they lose to South Dakota, Utah Valley, and Utah at home back to back to back, that's super, super concerning for me. So if I had to pick one, I'm giving it to Mark Pope and BYU men's hoops to get it done against Utah. They need it the most.
Are we calling South Dakota a home loss? Yes, no. It's tough, right? But yeah,
semi-home.
Yeah, semi-home. I agree that men's basketball needs it the most. And it's a big game. Certainly Utah will be the favorite in that game when the lines come out. But BYU's got to summon a performance there that's good. Which, by the way, Rudy Williams coming off the bench. Utah doesn't have an answer for Rudy Williams off the bench. If he's the 20-plus a game guy, which he is the last 3, by the way, he is playing lights out. That second unit now has a different look and feel than it did before, which I'm looking forward to the Fantasy Friday coming up later in the program to see what move you're going to make, because no Spencer Johnson means no Spencer Linton picking Spencer Johnson. But that's coming up later. In that stadium, by the way, the New Mexico Bowl, BYU played New Mexico. Was it 2009 when Andrew George flew in like day of after having a baby and then caught like 2 touchdown passes? Like, where's the Andrew George fresh baby, they're all fresh, performance that perhaps BYU needs? Like, that was one of the craziest stories in BYU history is when he did that.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, tons of history. It's cool to be back in University Stadium, and it's fun to talk with some of the natives down here, the New Mexico residents, about BYU, because clearly, like,
what's the vibe?
They don't like BYU.
Still? Get over it.
But the
it's been 11 years.
The vibe is, well, BYU's here, and we know BYU. So, I mean, I talked to my guy Martin at the hotel last night, and he's like, I typically hate BYU, but because they're not in New Mexico's conference anymore, and they're here in our stadium, and we have a history with them, and I don't know much about SMU, I'm actually rooting for the Cougars this
weekend. There you go,
Martin. So I was like, Martin, welcome, my friend.
We got
Welcome
Martin.
to BYU Sports Nation.
Here's a swag box. Let's go, Martin.